Carthage, then I came, burning, 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 burning. O Lord, thou pluckest me out. O Lord, thou pluckest, burning.
Death by water. Phlebas, the Phoenician, a fortnight dead, forgot the cry of gulls, and the deep sea swells, and the prophet and lost. A current undersea picked his bones in whispers, as he rose and fell, past the stages of his age and youth, entering the world, Gentile or Jew, O you who turn the wheel and look to windward. Consider Phlebas, who was once handsome and tall as you.
What the thunder said. After the torchlight, red on sweaty faces. After the frosty silence in the gardens. After the agony of stony places. The shouting, the crying. Prison and palace. and reverberation of thunder of spring over distant mountains. He who was living is now dead. We who are living are now dying with a little patience.
Here is no water, but only rock, and no water, and the sandy road, the road winding above among the mountains, which are mountains of rock with no water. If there were water, we should stop and drink. Amongst the water, one cannot stop or think. Sweat is dry and feet are in the sand if there were only water amongst the rock. Dead mountain mouth with carious teeth that cannot spit. Here one can neither stand, nor lie, nor sit. There is not even silence in the mountains, but dry, sterile thunder without rain. There is not even solitude in the mountains, but red. Sullen faces sneer and snarl through doors of mud-cracked houses if there were water, and no rock if there were rock, and also water, a spring, a pool among the rock, and the sound of water only, not the cicada, and the dry grass singing, but water, the sound of water over a rock, where the hermit thrush sings in the pine trees, drip, drop, drip, drop, 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 but there is no water.
Who is the third, always walking beside you? When I count, there is only you and I together, but when I look at the road up ahead, there is always another walking with you, gliding, clad in a brown mantle, hooded. I cannot tell whether a man or a woman. But who is that on the other side of you?
What is that sound? Hi there. Murmur of maternal lamentation. Who are those hooded hordes swarming over the endless plain, stumbling on cracked earth, ringed by the flat horizon only? What is that city over the mountains? Cracks and reforms and bursts in the violet air. Falling towers. Jerusalem, Athens, Alexandria, Vienna, London. Unreal.
A woman drew her long black hair out tight and fiddled whisper music on those strings, while bats with baby faces in the violet light whistled and beat their wings and crawled head downward down a blackened wall, and upside down in air were towers, tolling reminiscent bells that kept the hours, and voices singing out of empty cisterns and exhausted wells.
In this decayed hole in the mountains, in the faint moonlight, the grass is singing. Over the tumbled graves about the chapel, there is the empty chapel, only the wind's home. Dry bones can harm no one. Only a cock stands on the roof tree. Cuckoo! We call! Cuckoo! We call! In a flash of lightning and a damp gust bringing rain, Ganga was sunken, and limp leaves waiting for rain, while damp clouds gathered far distant over Himavan. And the jungle crouched, humped in silence. Then spoke the thunder.
Datta, what have we given? My friend, blood shaking my heart, the awful daring of a moment's surrender, which an age of prudence can never retract. By this, and this only, we have existed, which cannot be found in our obituaries, or in memories draped by the beneficent spider, or in seals broken by the lean solicitor in our empty rooms.
Dayadvam. I have heard the key turn in the door once and once only. We think of the key, each in our own prison. But when thinking of the key, we confirm our prison. Only at nightfall, the ethereal rumors revive for a moment. A broken Coriolanus.
Damiata! The boat responded gaily. The sea was calm. Your heart would have responded gaily when invited. Beating obedience to controlling hands.
I sat upon the shore, fishing, with the arid plain behind me. Shall I at least set my lambs in order?
Yeah! Bravo!